y'all, welcome to another video. I hope everyone's doing great today. Welcome to another Hump Day Handmade. In these videos we share how to create projects without using a cutting machine. I had did a VR for Elizabeth the Cricut Crafter. I'll leave a link to the project share and video response down below. She's holding a pink birthday challenge and I created some mugs in a box, and I said I wanted to do a handmade version of that for the Hump Day Handmade. Be sure to go and check out all the other ladies in this collaboration: Lisa at Happy Crafter, Paulette at Scrappy Tate, Brittany at BB's Crafts, Chandra at Stockton Stuff, and I'm not sure if anyone else is going to join in with us. If they do, just check out the hashtag Hump Day Handmade. This is a 12-month collaboration and we're down to what, 2 more months? So this is going to be a quick and down and dirty version for this tutorial. I don't have a pretty embellished example to show you because as you can see from my hands, I got ink, I got no nails, I got, it's everything going on, and I'm sure y'all understand what I'm talking about. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll get back to you. And if you have any specific questions about the tutorial, you can always email me at sharingmoore@gmail.com. The tutorial is self-explanatory. It should give you all the measurements and everything you need to complete a full project. This is just roughly what I did in the tutorial, showing you how to cut out a window using Sherry's technique, and she's Posh Paper Lady. I'm sure everyone knows who she is. And then these mugs. These are the handmade mugs. And I use the paper from Michaels called Fireside. It's Recollections Christmas pad. There are several tutorials on how to make these, so if you can't follow mine, I'll also leave some down below. Okay, so for the box, you need 2 pieces of cardstock. For the bottom, you'll need a piece that's 8 by 11.5. For the top, you'll need a piece that's 7 7/8 by 11 3/8. So we'll start with the bottom. It's 8 by 11.5. We're going to score at 2 inches on all 4 sides. I wrote this right here because on the white cardstock it's really hard to see the scoring. So I don't want any confusion because I have had a time with this box. So I'm just going to flip it to 2 and do 2 inches on all 4 sides. And then for the top, starting on the 11 3/8 inch side, I'm going to score at 1 7/8 on all 4 sides. To construct the coffee cup, there's a lot of different tutorials on YouTube. I actually did one maybe 2 years ago. I am using this cardstock just as a demonstration. This is cut at 9.5 by 7 3/4. And then for my handle, I did a piece at 3/4 by 6. And then I have this other little piece that I'll show you how to use, and this is cut at 3/4 by 3.5. So for the coffee cup, we're going to start on the 9.5 inch side, and we're going to score at 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5, and 9. Then we'll turn it, and on the 7 3/4 inch side, you will score at 1.5 and 5 1/4. For the box, I'm going to start with the bottom. This one is scored at 2 inches on all sides, so I'm going to fold on all of my score lines. Then I'm going to cut up my tabs on my shorter ends. Angle these like you would any other box. Do that on both sides, and you want to do this to the top and bottom to put this box together. Now this is the bottom, so you want to put glue on all 4 of these tabs. For the sake of the video, I'm going to use hot glue. This is the hot glue gun that I use. I think I may have gotten it from Hobby Lobby a while back. So that's the bottom. And the top, you'll put it together the same way. But if you want to create a window, if you're not going to do an acetate top and you want to do a little window in the top, I saw the Posh Paper Lady do this. What I did, this is my sample that I did. I measured a 1/2 inch on each side, and then I made this piece right here, and it measures 6 3/8 by 6 3/4, and it will give you that 1/2 inch all the way around the border, so you can add a window. I just used a piece of cereal board and made this so it will be sturdy, and then I cut a piece of cardstock that I will layer the top with, and this measures 4 1/8 by 7 5/8. So what you do after you get this piece ready to put together, you will layer this on the top, go ahead and glue it down, and then you would use like a hand tool or something to cut this piece out. And if you watch the Posh Paper Lady, you've seen her do this several times. And before I put adhesive on my tabs, what you want to do is cut your layering piece, which the top is 4 1/8 by 7 5/8. You want to go ahead and adhere it down, so when you get ready to cut the little window out, you can cut your box and your piece at the same time. So I'll just put some hot glue on this just to hold it down. Put it right inside of your score marks. And you take this piece right here, and it's in 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch up. Let me move it over some. So it'll be a 1/2 inch on each side and a 1/2 inch up from the bottom. So about right here. It's a little off. Let's bring it over some. That'll work. I'm not worrying if it's not perfect. And then I just use some of this, or you can use hot glue, whatever you want. Just use some hot glue. And you want to put it down on there. Like I said, my piece might be off a little bit. And then you want to take your finger tool and just cut it out. And you just pop this piece out. You might want to do it just a little slower so it'll give you a better cut. You pop that piece out, and then that'll give you a little border on the top. Like I said, this is a rush job, but you can get that neater. And then you take this piece and use it to also cut your acetate. Just cut your acetate a little larger so that it'll touch the sides of this top. So that's the top. Now you can go ahead and adhere it. I'm sorry this is all over the place, but I don't want to make this too long, and you get the gist of what I'm trying to do. So then you go ahead and, just put this together. Of course, you do want to make sure you measure this top piece based on how your box is. And then this top will go right on there like that. You'll have your little window. Now to create the coffee cup, the way I did mine is only thing I left was this little tab here in the middle. This is where your little, what is that, a 1/4 inch tab is on it's a 1/2 inch. The only one I left was the one in the center. Like I said, there's plenty of tutorials out there for these. And I actually made one maybe 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And I just cut my edge into a tab. Then you'll fold on the score lines. Once you've folded on all of your score lines, this little tab will be to your left. You want to cut up all these bottom tabs, and that'll be the bottom of the cup. So you just cut straight up to that score line. And then there's no more cutting. And to secure mine, what I did was use this 1/8 of an inch score tape, double-sided tape. And then this right here will be the top. That's the bottom where you cut up those score lines. I put a piece at the top of this. I put a piece right next to that score line. And then I put 2 pieces in between there. And a piece on this tab. So my tab is going to go on the outside, so I'll put my adhesive on right on the inside of this. I'll make sure my tape is down. And I'll use my Dollar Tree little tool to take all the adhesive off. And this gets folded straight down to give it that clean piece at the top. And then for the tab, you just want to meet up the score line with the edge. And then I'll also match up down here on the bottom. And that's how the cup will look. And then with these pieces on the bottom, they basically just fold in. So how I did mine is that I just matched up the first 2 across from one another. Just do this really quick with some hot glue. Just line them up, hold it there for a minute. Then I did the next 2. Just line them up. And then the last 2. And there's your cup. Now before you put your handle on, the thing that I did to create a piece for the bottom of my cup, I took a piece of scratch paper or paper that I had that matches my cup. I put it on the edge, so I put one of the flat edges against the edge of the paper. And all I did was traced around the bottom and cut it out. If you want a piece for the inside, do it the same way. I'm sure there's a better way to probably do this, but this is the way I did it. And what I did was when I traced it, I cut inside my lines and then just cut whatever excess off that I had. So you just cut right inside of your lines. And just know that this will just fit the cup that you made because it's based off this exact size. See how perfect that fits? I'll just be mindful of how it goes on there. For now, I'll just put some glue. And then that's your bottom. If you want a piece for the top, you do that as well. And see how that white, no worries, just take your scissors and just trim it down. There you go. And of course mine is looking like that because I used hot glue and it's not completely sealed all the way around. So if you use wet glue or tape or something, just make sure to go against your edges so that it sticks well. So for the handle, it's cut at 3/4 by 6. I already inked around my edges. I'm going to put my handle where my tab is, which is right here. The way I did mine, I put a dab of glue here. Get some more hot glue. So a dab of glue here. Center it. Hold it there for a minute. Now you can go down like this with your handle, or you can go under like this. I went under like this, so I'll put glue here. Turn it under. If you want it to have more of a curve, just use your bone folder before you start gluing. That's the cup. Now that other little piece I talked about, it is 3/4 by 3.5. I use that to cover this white on the inside of my handle. So what I did was I took this little piece and I put some double-sided tape on the inside of it, well, the back, the white part of it, because my paper is not double-sided. Let's take this backing off. I mean, if you use double-sided paper, you don't have to do this, but my paper is not double-sided, so then I kind of curled it a little bit. Again, excuse my fingers. Kind of eyeballed it and lined it up with my handle. And just stuck it in there. You want to do a longer piece so it covers more, but just to show you, you can cover that white there on the inside. And that was just a leftover strip when I cut the handle down. So this is what the cup looks like. It will fit 2 of these in this box. Then of course with your acetate piece, here's 2 that I previously made just to show you that it does fit in this box nicely. And then you put your little acetate. This gives you just a broad idea of how to complete the tutorial without the embellishments and stuff. I'm sorry, it's just kind of all over the place, but I needed to get this done. If you have any questions, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank y'all so much for watching. Stay safe and have a great day. Bye.